Hi. We have a special video today where basically the two of us went on some trips, two major events, and we brought along with us some film and some friends, and we documented the whole thing. So right now we want to go by, detail every single detail of both of our trips over for you. It happened in the same weekend. Basically, I went to New York Comic Con.
And I went to Georgia for the Road to Greatness contest.
So we're just going to go right into it, and we're going to be doing this segmented. We're going to have different parts. We're going to try to get into as much detail as possible so that you guys could basically have come along with us along for the ride. And we're just going to go right into it.
Let's do it.
Awesome.
All right, now I'm going to tell you guys about my trip to Georgia for the Road to Greatness contest. Now, the first thing that happened is we have to fly there, of course. We're in New York City. So we get to the airport, we take off. Now, my two friends, Raul and Skip, they ended up taking a flight before us. We were actually a little bit late. Now, when we landed in Georgia, my girlfriend Carla and I were trying to get to the train to get to the actual area where they're going to get us, where we're going to get picked up. And while we're on the train ride, I noticed a really a familiar old man standing behind me. And I look at him and I'm thinking, it can't be. And then my girlfriend Carla asks me, Hans, is that who I think it is? I think it is. It was none other than world-renowned physicist Michio Kaku. Now, I was kind of starstruck. I've seen a lot of his documentaries and his videos and stuff, and I'm super excited. But I don't want to bother the guy. And then Carla goes, hey, why don't we ask him for like a picture or something? And I'm like, no, I don't want to bother him. And then I get talked into it, and then we definitely take a picture with him, as you guys can see right there. Now, he really didn't seem that excited to meet us, but hey, it was a quick picture. I hope he wasn't pissed at us. So we get our bags, we meet up with Raul and Skip, and we call this guy named Josh. He's the one who helped us set up this whole trip. Now, he's telling us that we have our own personal driver. Now, we actually had two drivers, but the first one, his name was Mark, and the guy was super duper nice. We're getting driven to a place called the Porsche Experience Center. Now, I had no idea what the hell was going to happen. All I knew is that we were going to eat lunch first. So we get there, and this place is fantastic. First of all, it took us 2 hours to get there. We're trying to get inside, and I'm just thinking what's going to happen. Like, this whole place looks big, it looks nice, it looks fancy. We get inside, and we get greeted by Josh, of course, and a camera crew. So we go upstairs, we sit down in this super fancy restaurant. A place that I would have never thought I would have ever gotten to eat in. We learn a lot about different types of water. Not get into detail about that because it confused me. And we're sitting there waiting for our food. Now we all basically came to a consensus and we got the brisket, which was super duper delicate, super duper tasty. Plantain chips. It was delicious. And we had this amazing view outside the window of the racetrack. And then we're told, okay, the four of you are going to get into a GT3 race car, and you're going to get driven around the track. Now, we're super excited. We go downstairs to meet the film crew again. And let me tell you, this is one of the best film crew I've ever had to talk with or even work with. These guys were super nice, super down to earth. I was actually whistling a song from a game I like called Earthbound. The song is called Pollyanna. And the sound guy actually stopped me and said, hey, wait a minute, isn't that from Earthbound? I'm like, oh my god! So they were really, really cool. I guess up here you'll see some pictures. These guys were really, really nice. So we go outside, and here come these two cars, a silver and a yellow GT3. So first of all, they do this whole like little interview thing, like what are you about to do? You're about to get into this race car, you're gonna get driven around this track, you're gonna drift a little bit. I was not prepared. Neither was my friend Raul. We were the first two to go. And we get inside the car. I'm the first one to go out. Thank goodness my girlfriend caught some footage, which you guys will be seeing in a second. So I'm sitting in the car, just waiting for this whole thing to start. The driver's name is Sean, super cool guy. And he's like, all right, just going to start the engine. You know, you hear the revving of the engine and stuff. And he's like, all right, gonna go ahead and test the throttle of the engine. And again, I'm not sure what the hell to expect. And all of a sudden it goes, and then we just take off. Now they had a GoPro camera trying to film me, and my face must have went all sorts of ways, because I get pushed back into the seat super far back. My lunch that was in my stomach, which by the way, bad idea. If you go on any kind of ride and you eat lunch first, don't do it. Trust me, you don't want to. My lunch goes up to my freaking esophagus. I'm thinking, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. And we take off, and we get to the first turn, slams the brakes, and then I get pulled forward. Just completely forward. Once again, my lunch is just sloshing all around my stomach. Not the best feeling. We do a turn, I get slid to the other side, and then we come up to the drift. Oh boy, what an experience. This car was loud, but man, was it something I would love to do again. We do at least 2 to 3 drifts around this one donut area, and I'm just thinking, oh crap, I have never done this before. This is amazing. I believe I also put my hand out like this, like doing the whole horns thing, putting it out the window, just to show off like how exciting this was. And then once again, take off straight forward, do another turn and come around. At this point, I'm already feeling pretty adjusted. I'm enjoying it. And all of a sudden I hear another car engine rev up. This time, my friend Raul. Now, I don't know what the hell happened to him, but I'm pretty sure he felt the exact same feeling I was feeling. He goes off and starts doing a couple drifts as well. After doing 3 laps, Raul and I get off, then it's up to my girlfriend Carla and my friend Skip to get inside and have their turn. Boy, that's one hell of an experience. Now, after getting driven around in these super crazy fast cars, we go downstairs into the Porsche Museum Center. Saw a whole bunch of cars, as you guys can see here. Once again, chilling with the camera crew when I go for an interview. Start asking me where I'm from, what I've done, where we are. And after a long day, just interviewing, eating, and getting driven around at ridiculous speeds, we meet up with the driver, Mark, again, and we get driven to our hotel. But more on that hotel later.
So when I got to the Jacob Javits Center, it's another year, it's another Comic Con. I know that these shows get a lot of criticism because they're so cyclical, and it's like, oh, well, it's the same thing as last year, and you could just do it next year. But I know Comic Con time always gets me really excited. You just get to see a lot of cosplay, you get to see a lot of cool things, test out a bunch of new games, try some cool other products, and do a bunch of cool panels and whatnot. But this year Comic-Con was a little bit more special for me, even just than that. It was essentially, at the start of this year, I made a pretty big investment in a piece of video equipment. Nothing to write home about, but to me it was this is the best piece of recording equipment that I have to date. So I bought this specifically thinking that I can't wait to bring this to Comic-Con. When I bring it to Comic-Con, I'm going to film, and it's going to look so badass that it's going to blow all my friends away. Everyone's going to be excited, and it's like I'm going to be able to take Comic-Con and put it into a hype edit that everybody's going to be able to enjoy, and it's going to be awesome, and it'll really show off just what the show is about and how great it is. So that was essentially my plan since I would say about February of last year, and I couldn't wait. I was excited. I could not wait. I may have not been as excited for Comic Cons in previous years, but this year I had this lined out for me. I had this plan going in that I've just been sitting on and waiting on. I've been doing a ton of stuff with this video camera. We've been using it, of course, in our video YouTube channel to make different videos, and I've done different skateboarding videos and all sorts of other crazy stuff with this. A lot of time lapses. I record stuff. I do everything with this camera. The whole point was that when I went to Comic Con, I had the express intention of just getting it on film, because I knew it would be something better than I was able to do in previous years, and better than anything I've been able to record up until that point. So, I mean, to me, it really meant a lot to just be at Comic-Con. Getting to Comic-Con, I had a lot of plans. I was planning to get like all this B-roll and shoot this and shoot that, and it was not as easy as I expected. I initially wanted to do a vlog style video, but I didn't want to do that. When I got there, I thought it was hard to get good audio, so I kind of just just did away with that idea. I do have some clips of me doing the vlog style video. I did away with that idea, and I was just focusing on filming different cosplayers, different set pieces. They had some really cool set pieces this year, cars. I believe his name is Sigma or something like that from Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. They have him sitting on a throne. The Monster Hunter booth was insane. Like, they had a lot of great stuff to film there. So, I did away with this idea of the vlog style. I was just gonna... I came in with that, but as I got to the show, it became apparent that it was gonna be really hard to do both and still enjoy Comic-Con. So I just kind of changed my plans on the fly. And I recorded so much footage that I just can't wait to share with you guys. This year the show was really much more packed, and it felt like there's so many more crowds. There was lines for everything. It was so crazy, which is great for time lapses and hyperlapses, but not so much for actually being at the show. There are like some hours where it's like you just don't want to be on the show floor because you're going to be standing in a mob of people for 15 minutes because you can't get to the booth that you want to go to. And I think what we're actually witnessing is that pretty soon Comic-Con is going to have to do the same thing. New York Comic Con is going to have to do the same thing that San Diego has already done, and that's to also make a Wednesday of the show. Because this year, Thursday this year felt like Friday last year. And it's just, the show's getting so much bigger, which again is really great because for someone like me who can film, and as you can see on the side, we'll finish out with the edit that I did. So we'll just pop that in there.
All right, now after a full night's rest, well, most of a night's rest, we actually tried staying up watching the night before. We wake up and we're getting taken to Road Atlanta. Now, I don't know if there's a lot of racing fans watching us, but at Road Atlanta, usually in October, they're holding this special racing event called the Petit Le Mans. Now, this is a major sports racing event, usually happens at the end of the year, and we're getting taken there as VIP guests. Now, once again, our trusty driver Mark is taking us there, and we stopped by the Waffle House just to try it out, see how it is. It's all right. So we get taken to Road Atlanta, and it takes us a while to finally find our entrance, but once we get there, we meet up with a guy named Ross. Now, Ross works with Josh to try to get this whole event thing planned out correctly, and he meets us with 2 golf carts. I've always wanted to ride one. Not as exciting as the GC3s from before, but hey, it's still fun. So we get inside these carts, and we try to get as much footage as we can, because there's a lot to see there. By the time we get there, they're having this Porsche-focused race going on. We drive by, we see a whole bunch of people with tents and seats and stuff like that. They're getting ready to see the race. It's going to happen that day. And there's a whole bunch of vendors there, a whole bunch of different companies, even alcoholic companies, which is kind of funny because you're not supposed to really drink and drive, if you know what I mean. My friend Raul, however, was pretty glad to see a company like Patron over there helping out with the event. So we're getting driven towards the PlayStation tent, which is where we're going to spend quite a bit of our time over there at Road Atlanta. So we're getting driven by, we see a Ferris wheel, we see other car companies, and we get to the tent. And once again, film crew is there. Cool people, can't stress that enough. I get wired up, I'm getting ready for this whole reveal of the PlayStation tent, and boy, was this area was amazing. First of all, they had food ready there for us already. And the people serving us this food they were really nice. They were really nice people, Southern hospitality. Can't go wrong with it. This one lady was talking to Carla and I about Waffle House, just like I mentioned before, and how they kind of try to use it as like a warning system. Because Waffle House is open no matter what. If it's late, if there's a storm, it's always open. But if it's closed, that's when you know something wrong is going to happen. I found that kind of funny. So we get there, we're eating this amazing food, we're getting ready to experience some of the games over there, but once again, more on that later. As we're enjoying our time at the tent, I really wanted to get a good feel for the actual PlayStation truck. Those of you who know, the Road to Greatness is usually the PlayStation truck coming to your neighborhood, having this whole gaming event there. I really wanted to check it out. So my girlfriend and I, my 2 friends, film crew, we all head out to the PlayStation truck. And this spot was nice. I didn't expect a truck to be that wide, that big, and to have that much stuff inside of it. We go there and they have these glass panels where they have these little statues there. They have a statue from Horizon Zero Dawn. They have the PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4 all in the glass case. Surrounding us was a whole bunch of TVs with different games. Everybody's Golf, that new NBA game that came out, Crash Bandicoot, Knack 2, Marvel's Capcom, of course. And we're over there having a good time. After that, we're getting ready to do something else, but talk about that in the next part.
So the next big thing for Comic Con for me this year was autographing, which I'm actually surprised that I'm going to be saying. When I had already purchased my Comic Con tickets, I figured out that Nolan North and Troy Baker are going to be there, who are 2 legendary voice actors. They've done work in video games like Uncharted and The Last of Us and Persona and so on and so forth. I mean, they're huge names. So they were going to be there, and I thought to myself, I cannot wait. We have to go get the signatures. We have to go get them to autograph us something. I knew exactly what to get, but we'll get into that in a second. So my strategy was actually to go in and to do it first on a Thursday. I kind of regret that in the end because I actually feel like Thursday I should have spent more time on the show floor, whereas since Friday and Saturday we're going to be crowded anyway, you might as well just go on those days. Line waits about an hour a piece. Yeah, so got that bad boy signed and that one. So right there next to me. Of course, I got Nolan North to sign my copy of Uncharted 2, original copy on the PS3, and I got Troy Baker to sign the Persona 4 Golden. I think this might be my first Vita game. Definitely one of my earliest physical Vita games, and a game that I just beat for the first time in the summer of 2016, and I love it, and I could not wait. He was so thrilled to meet me and to see that I had brought this game. I guess guys like him kind of just expect that they're gonna get The Last of Us, they're gonna get the Uncharted's. You know, they expect that they're gonna get all these big name games. So I guess it was kind of cool for him to see that I showed up and I brought this little bit more obscure game. He thanked me for that, so that was cool. And speaking of being amazing, Nolan North was one of the coolest people I ever met. It's so interesting because he will actually have a conversation. Like, he's actually invested with you to the point where this isn't just some like unreachable celebrity that, you know, you get to meet him, you say hello, he shakes your hand and you go on your way. He actually just takes the time. Like, we talked for like 10 minutes. And that explains why his line was so much longer than anybody else's there, because he likes to actually sit with his fans and just hash things out. It's wonderful. He's an amazing human being. If you ever get the opportunity, just go take it. He's such a fun guy. Unfortunately, we were not allowed to bring cameras or take pictures there, but we did get one really cool clip out of the experience, and I'm not gonna title this I'm not gonna go on any more about this. Just check it out. It's pretty awesome.
Hey, what's up? This bump is in the way.
Sweet Jesus. Okay, go.
See that?
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, Hunt, Skip, Neil, I'm here with Powell, New York Comic Con. You're not. Woo! That sucks.
Yeah.
Got some Uncharted stuff. I'd like to just say no. Oh, crap. And you took a hooker to church? That's all you get. The rest is going to be for him. Bye.
And one more thing on autographs is I actually, just at the last second of the final day that I was there, I was wandering around the booth with my friend Kevin, and the funny thing is we just happened to walk by like so many random booths, and I saw a little booth of random voice actors, like 3 voice actors, and a character stood out in my mind because it was the first thing I saw, and I immediately connected the two because I didn't know him by name, but I'm so glad that I got to meet Carrie Means, the voice actor of Frylock from the TV show Aqua Teen Hunger Force. And yeah, I mean, he was awesome. He was a really cool guy. It was so great to connect with him. I ended up getting a print signed, this amazing print. It was really fun because we had a lot of back and forth. I legitimately got to talk to this guy, and I got to find out that, you know, he's not just some dude that did the voice in this. He's not just the voice of the character. He himself is an Aqua Teen Hunger Force fan, and that was really cool to find out because, I mean, it's just, you know, we got to go back. I got to quote the show with him. This is a show that I used to by myself and with my friends just quote at all times, all the time. You know, and now I get to actually meet the voice actor himself and quote the show with him. It was so fun. I got to find out so many little facts about him that now are like stapled in my brain. And I'm going to remember these for the rest of my life because they're just, I know this now about the voice actor. It was such a gratifying experience as an Aqua Teen Hunger Force fan. And I'm probably going to make it my mission to get this print signed by Dave Willis and Dana Snyder and anybody else that I may be missing. Just because I feel like now I'm on this mission to meet them. And that started because I met a great guy and had such a great experience with this dude. And overall, I feel like this year at Comic Con, I had I have like a newfound love for getting things autographed. I've gotten things signed before, Don't get me wrong, but it was never really my thing. But to me now, the concept of meeting these people, it just makes Comic-Con so much more valuable. Comic-Con and other conventions so much more valuable that it's probably going to be on a top priority now on all future conventions for me. Go get something signed. You know, you meet these people, you get to actually find out about a little bit about them, get something signed, have some memorabilia, and you have a cool experience. It's nice. It's really nice to see and meet someone. That, after all, is the very purpose of an event. So I'm super thankful to all these guys, and yeah.
All right, now we've been at Road Atlanta for quite a while. Enough about that. Let's get into the actual games that we played there. Now, back at the PlayStation 10, we had 3 TVs that had various games there waiting for us to play, mainly NBA, Street Fighter V, and Marvel's Capcom Infinite. Now, my friend Skip and I, we were at the fighting game club back in college. So we hop on, we start playing Street Fighter V, no problem. Then after that, we try out Marvel's Capcom Infinite. Basketball games are usually not my thing, so we kind of leave that alone. But the main game there, the main game to play was Gran Turismo. And Gran Turismo Sport is a beautiful game. My goodness, this thing plays amazingly, especially on those big race chair setups. Now, the first thing I wanted to do was try out the Gran Turismo Sport VR. But I didn't really get that chance because my friend Raul decided to go run in there, sit in that chair, and put that headset on. Funny enough, he's actually legally blind, but more on that another time. Now, I sit down on this racing chair, and once again, film crew is capturing my expressions and stuff like that, and dear God, it really felt like I was controlling a car. This thing was really fighting me. Now, truth be told, I didn't really do too good in this game. I was still getting adjusted to the whole steering wheel, switching gears and stuff like that. However, trying out Gran Turismo Sport VR was spectacular. If driving on the actual steering wheel for the game was good, putting on a VR headset and doing it while you have it on is even better. It was really immersive. I actually felt like I was in the racing car. I could look around and see everything there. Every time I turned the wheel, I would see my hands turning the same way. The only thing that it was missing was a whole G-force thing. Because like I said, the day before, we were in these racing cars, pushes us back. I'm there with a whole headset on thinking, all right, pushback's coming. Oh, it's not coming. That's right. Still a very cool experience. I can't wait to play it myself back at home. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be having that whole steering wheel setup. It was quite fun. Now at the PlayStation truck, like I said, they had a whole bunch of games there. Marvel's Capcom Infinite. Once again, my friend Skip and I tried to play it through quite a bit. Everybody's Golf, I tried it over there. I've always been into these golf games. I played a game called Panga back on the PC a couple years back. And looked exactly like it, played exactly like it. Right now, I'm actually trying to get through Everybody's Golf. Quite a fun game. My girlfriend, Raul, and Skip, they all got to try out Crash Bandicoot, because at that point, they hadn't really been able to try it. Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy, my goodness, fun game. If you guys want to see it again, check out our channel. We have a tryout series of that. And yeah, other than that, we had a great time at the tent. Great food, good booze, and great games.
So right now I want to talk about one game in particular, and that's Monster Hunter World. That was at this year's Comic Con, where you got to play a demo and everything like that. It's a game that was revealed at this year's E3, and we got to see a little bit of it more since. But it was nice to actually get some hands-on time and that's thanks to the fact that it has been in development for a few years. So this was my first time playing it, and I have to say that I went from being just interested in Monster Hunter to definitely, I'm just hyped on it. I'm definitely gonna buy it. It was a very good 4-player co-op experience. I have a lot of friends that are gonna be getting it, and I got to demo it with my friend Tech and 2 strangers, because the way the demo was set up was that we had a 4-player, like we had little 4-player parties that you had from the lines. There were like several parties, and you just play with those 4 people together. Cool thing is we even had in-game chat. So mind you, there are like so many people walking around you, and there's so much noise and chaos, but they give you these great noise canceling headphones, which I hope to God they wipe down first. And we actually got to talk with the people that we were playing. I got to talk with my friend Tech, while you're playing this demo together. I've never had that happen to me at a con. I mean, maybe, I'm sure it does happen. I'm sure it's pretty popular, but that's the first time I ever demoed a game like that. And it does make it a much more cozy experience. Like it really just feels like, yeah, I'm at this giant convention, but it's almost like I'm at my house, just hanging out on the couch, playing video games with my friends, just like I would be, any other night. And I think that's a really good way to sell this game to people. There was also a really cool aesthetic with the booth. So it would look like it was, in a forest. There was all this there was all these shrubs and green plantation, just all over the booth. We were sitting on these wooden trunks for chairs. The little tables that they had with the monitors and the setups and the controllers, they were covered in grass or, these like little ornaments to make it have this wild feel. And it was a really nice booth. Also, probably the longest line I've waited on in recent memory. And I tried to take a quick time lapse of it, but it just worked out so poorly. I will try to get it fixed for the final version of this video, but it was so hard to do it because we were standing in the same place for like 10 minutes at a time that no matter how I sped it up, it looked really bad and I couldn't get it to go. Probably was about an hour and a half of wait time, but it didn't seem like it was gonna be long because the line only had maybe tops like 40 people in it, So, but I'm definitely glad I got to try it, and I'm so looking forward to the new Monster Hunter thanks to this experience and just paying attention to this game since then. It really raised my interest in it just by getting to play it at Comic Con.
Okay, now let's talk about Road Atlanta again. So we take our time to go ahead and look at all these vendors. We already got a good look at the tent and the PlayStation truck. We want to see what else is out there. Now they had a Ferris wheel, and of course my girlfriend and I, we get on it. We got a really big view of the Road Atlanta. We see all the racetracks that are there. It's a pretty nice spot. Yeah, it was just a really it was a romantic experience. Quite enjoyed that. Now, other than the Ferris wheel, they had other rides as well. There was this whole tilting truck thing. They were trying to promote some truck that a company was trying to sell. And what they do is you get to go inside the truck, as many people as you can fit inside, of course. And they're trying to basically comment on how the truck can really handle its like front wheel power as well as its rear wheel. So we get put into like a 20-degree angle, and as we continue upward, we're going up to like 45-degree, 50-degree angle, and we get up to like about a 70-degree angle, and we're thinking, oh god, we're gonna die. Like, once again, you have gravity pushing you down, and you're practically on your back, thinking, oh dear lord, what's gonna happen? But as you're at that like 70-degree angle, this whole thing starts tilting downward. So you're in the front, if you're in the front of the car, you're seeing the sky, and you're seeing everything come down until you see everything in front of you, and now you got a 70-degree angle once again, but in the other direction. At this point, I felt like I was just standing. I didn't even feel like I was on a seat. My girlfriend in the back, of course, is freaking out. This whole experience is kind of scary, kind of like if you're on a very slow and a very slow roller coaster that's just trying to taunt you. And once again, since we went up, now we have to come down. And this whole thing goes from 70 to 50, 45 degree, 30 angle. It was one heck of an experience, kind of scary, but pretty cool. Now, they had vendors over there, of course, a lot of freebies being given out. We got a binocular, we got cup holders and stuff like that. We even got to see a couple of race car drivers walking around. They had food selling around over there as well, but hey, they had some pretty spectacular food back at the tent. Not going to spend money on that stuff. A lot of cool cars. Porsche, again, they had their own area over there where they were showing off a nice car. Yeah, it was a pretty... Road Atlanta was pretty cool. Now, another thing we did at Road Atlanta was we got taken down to the actual racetrack. Now, I didn't know what the heck was going to happen. Once again, they like to keep hush-hush on it. But we had a camera crew on us, and I already knew something big was going to happen. So Carla and I, my girlfriend, we get taken down to the actual racetrack, and then we're told, okay, you guys get to do a hot lap. That basically means is you're going to get inside of a race car. They're going to take you around the actual Road Atlanta racetrack, where they're going to hold the Petite Le Mans. Now, of course, I wanted my girlfriend to go ahead and experience it first. She gets inside the car. The driver is pretty nice, pretty cool dude. And again, you do one really fast hot lap around Road Atlanta. Unfortunately, we weren't able to really capture much footage from that. All we had were our cell phones. But hopefully you'll be able to see that kind of footage on the PlayStation YouTube channel once they put their content up. Then it was my turn. I get inside this thing, and I don't really know what to expect. And once again, I'm feeling this G-force. This guy takes off, and we go forward. Now, Road Atlanta isn't necessarily a really flat area. There are a couple of hills. So I'm not expecting this thing, but all of a sudden, we're going straight, and then sudden weightlessness. And I'm thinking, oh boy. And then again, the car comes down. I feel that G-force, and then a turn comes. Oh boy. Get shot to the side, shot to another side, continue straight forward. I get off that car thinking, oh man, can I please do it again? After that, we get free reign to go walk around the Petite Le Mans racetrack about an hour or so later, because they have to get ready for the actual race. Now, all the race cars are set up. You get to meet the drivers, you get to get close to the cars. Sometimes they'll let you inside of it. Don't know why they would do that. Unfortunately, it was raining a little bit, but we did get a chance to sign the actual start line, as you guys will see in this picture. All four of us, Skip, Raul, my girlfriend, and I, we signed our names everywhere. Not just on the race, not just on the start line, but on the race cars as well. There were two race cars that were allowing us to write our names on it, and of course, we couldn't resist the opportunity. We even went ahead and put a little hashtag for Two Stupid Gamers over there. A little bit of a shameless promotion. My girlfriend was pretty excited. Carla was pretty excited to actually meet one of the only female drivers over there. She seemed like a pretty cool person. Lots of people with cameras and stuff like that trying to capture a whole bunch of footage, a whole bunch of drivers from different countries, not just here from America, but we're talking about France, Germany, England, and Switzerland. Different people, different places, lots of different countries participating in this one event. Now, as we're walking through this immense sea of people, we start hearing national anthems. Now, they didn't just do the American national anthem, they did national anthems for a lot of different countries. Canada being one of them, of course, because they were participating in the race as well. And as we're walking through, we actually see the guy who started the whole Petite Le Mans give a small speech on how it all got started and why they're doing it. But at that point, they were kind of pushing us out because racing needed to start. We decided not to stay there for too long. After that, we go back up to the shelf where the PlayStation tent was to get a good view of the race. And boy, were these cars were loud. We were, how far away? I'd like to say at least not 1,000 feet away, about 900 feet away. And these cars sounded like they were just right next to me, and they're just zipping by. And again, we're watching this from the PlayStation tent. This stuff is pretty exciting. I didn't really have any people I wanted to root for, because didn't really know who to really root for. Again, lots of different places. But still a very thrilling experience. But our adventure does not end there.
As New York Comic Con is getting bigger, we're gonna be seeing a lot of really cool things happen, and in particular, one of them that I would like to take this opportunity to talk about is the live stage panel area. It's basically a panel that's on the show floor, and that's it. I mean, that's really what it is. But it has a lot of cool things with it. You have panels going on the main exhibition expo hall show floor. They're being live streamed, and the best part of it really is that you don't have to wait in a line. You just have to show up. There's seats there. Depending on the guest, you may not get some seats, but you will get to actually just go to a panel. Oftentimes with these big conventions, panels get so backed up that you don't get to go because the line is capped before you get there. There's nothing you do. Whereas here, you just really have to show up. You may not get a good vantage point, but you'll actually get to see something cool. Like big names will be there on the show floor. Like Kevin Smith was there. Aisha Tyler, the cast of Archer, big names. And this is something that a lot of other shows do all the time, but I don't believe Comic-Con has had this before. So it's good to see that we have something like this now. I certainly made use of it. Unfortunately, I was not able to catch Troy Baker's panel. They were going to interview Troy Baker. I believe it got canceled. That's at least what the staff there told me. But I did get to catch Austin St. John. And Austin St. John was the original Red Ranger from the Power Rangers show. And he was being on there. He was being interviewed, talking about what he's been doing since the show and all his projects that are going on. Very cool guy. Another cool thing about the panel area, about this live area, is that you can actually record. You can't record all the other normal style panels because it's in a room. They don't want you to do it. You could see many of them get uploaded later, but you're not allowed to actually record them. Someone like me, just a regular Joe Schmo at the show, is not going to be able to record, but in this area you can. They don't do anything about it. We have actually a couple of minutes of St. John talking. It's a little bit shaky because I didn't have a great way to stabilize the camera in that moment, but I was able to catch a snippet from his interview. Audio is of course questionable, but yeah.
Warmed my heart, and I didn't know until all these years later how many hearts and minds we really touched. So you guys are a blessing every day. It's job satisfaction. Who gets to travel around the world, meet smiling faces, and hear how much they love your work or your castmates' work? Like, that is job satisfaction at its highest. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate you coming back to the city. And now we're here, and it's not just Power. You obviously have gone on, you've done other things, but you've been a busy man. We're talking a little backstage. Tell us about some of the upcoming works you have and what we can expect more, how we can expect to embrace more of the new things you're doing.
Oh boy.
And go.
And go, right? So I just finished a film. Ladies, how many of you are into romantic comedies?
Rom-com fans?
Rom-com or drama-com. All right, so it's like 50-50. There's a film coming out that'll be up between Christmas and New Year's of next year. It's called A Walk with Grace. I filmed with Stephen Baldwin, David Lee Smith, Jason London, all of plenty of projects, each one of them. So we put together a great project, and I think you're gonna laugh. It'll make you laugh, make you cry. Guys, you guys know about The Order, right? Most of the ladies know about The Order too. I don't know if check out The Order film. You can check them out on Facebook. That is nothing but action. It's 18 former Rangers we got together. We can't tell you who's good and who's bad, but we spent the whole movie trying to beat each other up with guns, knives, and leather. So, yes, I'm hoping. I think Karen Ashley, who's producing, she played Aisha. She is producing. We're hoping to finish up early next year. So there'll be an action film coming. I got a TV series I just finished called Fireball Run. So if you check out fireballrun.com, it's an Amazon Prime show. And you get to drive cool cars, fast cars, find cool historical archaeological projects, and just really cool things when you find them. But you also get to go from all these cities across America, and you get to hand out a flyer on a missing child. So I got to hand that out, and the whole show over the last few years doing that with its stars, I think it's helped to save almost 51 missing children and get them back to their families. Is that not awesome, right? That's I mean, there's some heroes right there. So check them out, fireballrun.com. It's I was Team 93 this year, and they told me I wouldn't win, so I'll look at the score because I had a camera guy following me around everywhere I went. I couldn't go anywhere quick, so anyway, so I got that, and video game. Have you guys? How many of you know about Black Salt?
Black salt, it's delicious on a steak.
I gotta try that. So Black Salt is a movie venue online where they're creating the first black James Bond kung fu, bad to the bone kind of superhero. So check out blacksalt.com if you haven't checked that out. It's going to be awesome. Oh, and Ratliff is the guy that owns it, and he's asked me to come in and do some work in the film. We also got together, his idea, and he created something called Black Salt Corruption, where he's partnered up with a major video game link. How many of you are gamers? Okay, so there we go.
In the right place?
Yeah. So there'll be these super cool hero role models that there really haven't been a lot of out there, and positive role models that I think all sorts of communities are going to love to watch. And I'm just going to say it. I think it's about time that the African American and Black community got all the service and all the praise and all the good things that proud people should be. You know what I mean? And I'm ready to put them all over TV again. Damn it, I'm going to do my best. So there's some amazing folks out there.
I love it. Well, they're telling me to wrap it up, but I understand you have a website where you're also delivering some good.
So check out austinstjohn.biz, AUSTINST John.biz, and you can check out all sorts of things if you guys are into collecting nostalgia or you want something like that that brings back some fond memories. You can check them out. So it's just up to you.
You got TV, you got movies, you got video games, you got collectibles that you're dealing with. Busy man. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you guys. New York, you're awesome.
Austin St. John, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
And one more thing, if you actually want to go check any of these panels out, they're all available. All you have to do is just go to Google and search up New York Comic Con 2017 Twitch. You should be taken to the page. There's 4 days. That's a good 36 hours of content for you to watch. There's a lot of good interviews, a lot of demos and different things on there. I mean, it's not all great, but there's some really good tidbits. I recommend you check out Sunday, day 4, New York Comic Con. Somewhere in there, you're gonna have to find it, but there's a Nolan North interview there, where he gets into a lot of the cool tidbits of his past and his career as a voice actor. Some stuff that's really relevant to also Troy Baker and even New York, believe it or not. I highly recommend it. It was a super interesting interview, especially considering for me, I was watching it on a Sunday from home, whereas I just met Nolan North on Thursday. It was nice. It was really cool. Super casual. You'll probably find out something cool about him. So be sure to check that out. And yeah.
Okay, now we had one hell of an adventure going to Road Atlanta, experiencing the Petit Le Mans, all these awesome video games, especially Gran Turismo Sport. PlayStation treated us quite well. But now let's talk about events that happen outside of the actual Road Atlanta. Now, first of all, let's talk about that hotel. We stayed at the Chateau Elan, and this place was a winery / hotel. This place looked like a castle. The rooms were big and roomy. The beds are nice and comfy. The food that they served there was delicious. Raul, being a connoisseur of the alcohol, was trying out quite a few wines. He seemed to have quite a great experience over there. The bathroom had a jacuzzi and a nice glass shower. one comfy experience over there, I gotta tell you. Everything looked nice. They had a pool, fireplaces you can go to. The actual winery area where Raul got to try the wines looked fantastic. A whole bunch of different wines you can choose from. Different sections where they show you how to cook, how to pair wines and stuff like that. And we also got a chance to go to Atlanta City. City of Atlanta. Yeah. So we decided to get tickets for two places we really wanted to go to. I'm a big fan of Coca-Cola. Love the drink. Hate me if you like. Coca-Cola's better. And we decided to go to the World of Coca-Cola. Now, I've always wanted to do this ever since I heard about it on the Food Channel and stuff like that. And you basically learn about the history of Coca-Cola, how it came to be, who created it. You get a nice presentation from this one person explaining how Coca-Cola was a pioneer, how they were the first to have like celebrities to appear in advertisements and stuff like that. Then they put us in a nice little theater. They show us a nice feature film where they show people enjoying their life with Coca-Cola. Not gonna lie, even though I know they were playing me, it was quite nice. I actually shed quite a few tears. It was a very endearing experience. After that, we get out of the theater, and to our left, we see a guy dressed up in the Coca-Cola polar bear. Now, I had to fight off the urge to go over there and tackle the guy and get a few pictures. But we had bigger fish to fry. We went through the Coca-Cola museum area. Now, they had pictures, bottles. They showed us how they used to get Coca-Cola from the early 1900s and late 1800s. You would get fountains and stuff like that. You would put the two ingredients in, mix them together, get it out. All the different brands that Coca-Cola owns. And then the cherry on top of the cake, the tasting area. Now, the tasting area is huge. What they do is they basically get a whole bunch of soda fountains and they let you try out flavors from around the world. Now, the first section we hit up was Europe. During that whole presentation where the guy was talking, he talked about a drink called the Beverly. Now, this drink is from Italy. And I don't know what's wrong with people in Italy, but they like a lot of weird flavors because they still sell it today. Now, Beverly, it's hard to describe. My friend Skip basically described it as kind of drinking like floor cleaning. It has a very sweet taste at the very beginning, but a very odd taste at the very same time. And then the aftertaste that you get after it is just appalling. I have no idea who enjoys this kind of drink. Everybody around us who tried it didn't really seem to enjoy it either. One drink that really saved the day right after trying out the freaking Beverly was the Fanta Pineapple, which was from Germany apparently. Now that was delicious. Tasted just like pineapple. I'm a big fan of pineapple myself. After that, we decided to go to Africa and try out their drinks there because apparently they're quite tasty. After that, we went to the Latin America area. Now, my family's from the Dominican Republic, so I had to find a drink called Country Club. Now, I'm there trying to find Country Club, and I'm thinking, okay, which flavor are they going to have? They're going to have raspberry, or are they going to have one called merengue? They had the raspberry. Thank God, I like that flavor better. So I take it, I drink it, and I'm just like, this is delicious. But then I see another flavor on the side. This one is called Fanta Colita, from Costa Rica for some reason. And both my friend Raul and I, being of Caribbean descent, we decided to try it. Give it a taste, and we're like, this is Country Club Raspberry. They're just recycling the same flavor, which actually happened to be the what was actually happening with Coke. They like to take certain flavors from different countries, brand it under a different brand, give it a different name, and then take it to that other area. Seems to work well for them. Now, after that, we go to Asia. And I tried this Japanese flavor called apple melon. Weird combination, but was it delicious? Now, after that, we go ahead and go to the gift area. Got quite a few things, not gonna lie. And then we go to the CNN building. Our friend Skip always wanted to go there. There was no way we were going to miss this opportunity. And we book a tour. Now at this point, because we spent so much time at the tasting area, we're kind of late. So we had to run all the way across just to get to the CNN building. When we get there, the tour had already started. Luckily for us, they still take us in. Now, at the CNN building, they have the world's longest escalator. This thing was huge. But we couldn't take our time with it. We had to run up the stairs. The second we get there, we see these two camera ladies telling us, okay, you guys here for the tour? Stand in front of the green screen, we'll take a few pictures of you. After that, we go on the tour. We get a first-hand experience to see how everything gets done over there, how they gather their information, how they use teleprompters to have the anchors go ahead and read everything in a certain way where they don't have too many words and they can just continue and look straight at the camera. How they get their information from different companies, because apparently they have like different branches where they can get information from. They even show us CNN Español, where they started the whole Spanish section of CNN, how they work, how they collaborate with them and work with them. After that, we get taken to a green screen area where they show us how they do this whole weather thing. Now it's kind of funny because a lady actually took a green drape or something like that. She stands in front of the green screen, tells us to look at the screen. She's looking normal, then she puts the green over her and she practically disappears. Maybe something we'll try here on our channel someday. Now, we're having a great time on the tour. By the end of the tour, we get a chance to just walk around and take a look at everything at the gift shop. Then we go ahead and get a nice meal. And then we decide to walk around Atlanta City itself, get a good view of it. Pretty nice area. What we were really trying to get to was the underground shopping center, which is unfortunately closed. Now at this point it's getting pretty dark, and we're coming up on the end of our trip. So we call our driver and we get driven back to the Chateau Hollande to spend one last great night over there, play a couple games, have a good time together. Thank you PlayStation for choosing Paolo and I to win this whole event. It was something that I wouldn't miss for the world. If anything, I wish I could redo it again and take Powell with me this time, but I guess we'll have to leave that for another time.
So, what I love most about New York Comic Con is the variety. You can encounter anything at Comic Con. If you want a comic-themed skateboard, they have that. If you want a virtual reality, they have that. You want books, they have that. Gunpla, steampunk-themed clothes, rave equipment with the fucking lollipops and random food that you've never seen before, and little cardboard box cut out city skylines. Whatever you want, you can probably find it at Comic-Con, and that's why it's such a beautiful experience. So naturally, there are going to be a couple of things left over, and that's why this is the miscellaneous category. So we have a few little tidbits left to cover before this whole thing wraps up. So there are a couple of things that were sold out. And the funny thing about it is that it's been a while since I've seen this much things running out of stock at New York Comic Con, which again comes back to the fact that, you know, we're getting to San Diego levels now. The show is just expanding way too much, or a lot anyway. So it was just funny to see, like, already by like Friday, I was walking by booths and there was little signs taped up that say sold out, you know, only small left or only whatever. This was also an interesting convention for me because I got to cosplay, which is not something I've had a lot of success with. This is the first time I've ever actually done it, and I've had more than a few people recognize me like the whole weekend. It was really interesting because you kind of feel like a celebrity. You know, you just have people stopping you, like people will run from the other side like to say, "Oh, can I get a picture?" And it's like the greatest feeling in the world because, you know, I mean, it's just a costume you've put on, but like it means so much more to that person and also to you for being recognized. So I really enjoyed doing that. For those that don't know, I was cosplaying Sakura Sojiro from the recently this year released Persona 5, and I mean, I had a blast. I came in thinking, you know, nobody's gonna recognize me. It's not like I even like did a good job with it or anything. But coming away from this, I had so much. It was so much fun to meet other Persona 5 cosplayers, and I think in the end, this is definitely going to be a type of cosplay that I just add and improve to and build upon over the years, and I'll probably be doing it again and again. I'm sure I'll meet some really cool people as I do this cosplay thing. But it really was an eye-opening experience for me. I didn't think that coming away from this year's show, cosplay was going to be the big thing for me. I didn't think it was going to be that fun, but you know, it was totally worth it. And just to finish off here, I'm just gonna give you guys a extended roll of all the cosplay that the cool costumes we ran into throughout the show. This is not gonna be this is not gonna be pictures. This is gonna be videos, and we're just gonna have one by one. I saw some like memorable ones. There was one from the Honeymooners. It's like, what? That was so random, but that was probably the best one that I saw. There's tons of Duraras, tons of Persona 5 cosplayers, as I mentioned. You know, there's always at Comic Con. There's always a Bumblebee there, like an actual robot walking the convention. I mean, how crazy is that? Anyway, enjoy the cosplay roll, and that was my Comic Con experience.
All right, everyone. We hope you guys enjoyed our trip down memory lane from both of our trips. It's a shame that we had to split up, but we did get a lot of content for everyone to see.
That's right.
We both had a great time, met a lot of great people, and we're gonna try our best to keep you guys updated with everything that we do in the future.
Yeah, and now, real quick, to just finish out and give you guys the rest of the content from these two trips, we're gonna include a slideshow at the very end of this video, just so that you guys get to see all the remainder of the pictures that we have, and there's gonna be some cosplay and some stuff from their trip that you did not see, And we hope you enjoy that. We hope you enjoyed this special video. And what we're going to do now is just ask you to like, comment, subscribe, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the slideshow.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned.